I have tried to record this like 511 times, and your girl, I can't keep, it's not working. All right, so my name is Tammy. I'm the Bull in Training, and my whole goal here is to document my process. I've been trading for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in June. If you can't hear by the SpongeBob playing in the back, I'm a mama of two. So I aspire to show other moms how they can turn their grocery money into income. That is my whole reason, my whole purpose of sharing. And also because I know and anticipate feedback, and just it's going to be like a full circle moment. What I put out hopefully will help others, and others who don't really need the help can help me, and it'll solidify what they know. And we just in the never ending universal cycle. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I tried to post a pre-market prep. I was starting to feel like, okay, first of all, my light is not lighting like I want it to. Anyways, okay, come on now. You're making me mad. So I was trying to post a pre-market prep last night. YouTube said, baby, that's too long. I talk a lot. I was also feeling like maybe that's a sign from the gods above that I shouldn't be posting anything, because here's the thing. I follow two type of people. Somebody who can tell you everything that's going on in the world. I'm like, what type of news is this, and how it moved the market 17 points. Then I follow the other type of person that's like, I don't really give it about none of that. I just need to know, like when the most volatile news is coming in, and we just going to trade what we see. Both are wildly successful. So if somebody can't be like, well, that doesn't work, well, this doesn't work, both are wildly successful people. And I'm just trying to figure out where I land in that, because I feel like my biggest downfall is I never feel like I know enough. Okay. I play small. I'm like, I don't know anything because I'm just like, I want to chew up all this knowledge. And then I'm in this this never ending cycle of trying to learn more and never feeling like I know enough. There's enough examples of people who are like, I'll ask them and I'm like, what is that? And they're like, I don't know, but I do know this. And I'm like, wow, you don't need to be a master trader to be making money. You just need to be a master at your trade. And I learned that several years ago. And I said several years ago, like I've been in the game for long. But anyways, and I'm like reiterating that in my head. I think ego plays a huge part. I know I'm going off on a tangent here. Ego plays a huge part when it comes to trading, because you want to be able to trade everything. And especially when you're posting stuff, most people are like, well, why didn't you take that big old move? Why didn't you take this big old move? So-and-so took the big old move. Well, that was so-and-so's trade. That's not my trade. And I think I need to remind myself that, and other people need to remind myself that you're not going to get everything. The market will tap into your scarcity mindset, and we have to adjust that. You don't have to chase everybody's trades. Your trades are going to feed you well. So I say all of that to say that feeling of like my market prep is not going to be perfect was what's keeping me from posting this. And I fully anticipate that this first video and the next couple of videos that I do for pre-market prep over the weekends are going to be imperfect, and are going to leave a lot out, and I'm still learning. So feedback is always welcomed. I think one thing that people do not mention enough in their pre-market prep videos for the week is how they are going to work on their mindset. I think most people will tell you that mindset is your biggest enemy or help, however you want to look at it. I feel like learning charts is not easy per se, but it's like it's like learning a language. Okay, great, but the hardest part is going against yourself, going against your greed, going against your scarcity. Like, my biggest thing right now is sticking to paper, because if I can be honest, bills are due, life is scary, the pantry is looking kind of skim. And I'm like, okay, well, so-and-so had a big day. I got to get off of this because this could be my big day, whatever. And it's just like not trusting that this is going to work out in my favor, not trusting myself, and also understanding like when people say like the market's not going anywhere, my mind is like, baby, you don't know that. You ain't watched The End of the World. Did you see that movie? That man was a stock trader up in that thing. And first of all, those movies, if you're like me, anxious, you need to stop watching those, because I know people are like, well, it's just numbing you. People are going to be like, they don't work. If you're anxious watching those videos, it's not going to, I'm not getting up and be like, I'm going to go be prepared for when the world ends. Like, no, I'm going to sit here zinging. Anyways, that was a separate tab. Going back, prepping myself for the week, focusing and putting things in front of me that can help me reprogram how I look at things, trusting myself, and also making sure that I'm using my time productively. It's not just looking at charts and live price action. It's like, okay, you need to know what are we looking for and stick to that. A lot of times I'm like, well, that looks like this. No. If you said that you are trading the 2022 ICT model, look for that and the rules around it. You can't jump from one thing to another, because now you're not mastering anything, which means you're putting your money at risk, period. Paper trading. I'm sticking to paper trading because I know I'm not ready yet. We practice paper trading, 1, to master our trade, and 2, to practice discipline. If you don't have discipline on paper, baby, you ain't going to have no discipline on nothing else. So there's that. How I'm prepping for the week. So listen, this is going to be really quickly because I kind of already did this and I feel like it's a little too late for those who are prepping for the week. But I like to, and like most people will say, look at the week ahead. Look at what's to come for the week. This is Forex Factory. So looks like, oh, and I also changed my filters here. So I don't have anything but an orange or a red filters. Yellow, gray, don't really matter that much. Monday, today, we don't have that much. Tuesday, some news. Wednesday, we got some heavy news. I do keep Europe and Canada up here because I see some other people keep Europe and Canada up here. So, let's see. Thursday, we got some 8:30 news, pre-market news, and some 10 o'clock news. Yeah, so I do know that next week is FOMC week. From my experience, and we say that lightly, I have noticed that sometimes FOMC coming up can cause very wonky, kind of like boring price action that's a little iffy. So we'll see how that plays out today. So we're just looking at ES and NQ today. I do chart the dollar sometimes, but the last couple of times I've been trading, I have noticed this. I think the dollar matters on the higher time frames, but like keeping it up as an indicator, like say you're on the 5-minute chart on ES or NQ and you're like watching the dollar and stuff like that, it hasn't really been helping me. You know, there's been some, I don't know if you want to call it divergences or whatever, but sometimes I felt like it was hurting me more than it was helping me. Like when I just tried it, like, okay, from where it's at right now, it looks like liquidity's here. That was enough. But it seemed to help me more just to focus on ES and NQ to see if they were in sync. Now, if you're new, I think I've said this multiple times, but I trade Strat and I trade the ICT. I feel like both are just, they complement each other. What was that? I meant to chef kiss. Anyways, so I have drawn I think this is from the 6 hour, but you can also draw it from the 1 day because it's perfectly that way. A 6 hour or daily broadening formation. We're kind of at a top right here. I'm not going to redraw it until I see that we come back down, but it looks like we are nicely above it, and then we've got the bottom, but we're not really worried about the bottom right now. I could technically draw that back here, but this is like the most recent highest high from here to here. Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be taking a trade today because I want to see what price does. I want to see if we come back in here. I had to have this on the 4 hour, this high to this high. We could go up here and reverse. Also, something that I noticed, a lot of people chart ES and will play SPY options. And ever since I figured that out, I stopped looking at SPY's chart completely. But the last couple of weeks, SPY was letting us know that we were not in a bearish market like everybody was trying to say that we were, even though the charts were looking like that. Everything else had made all-time highs except SPY. And that was like a huge indicator. So will I chart it will it be that heavy hitter charter that I'm charting all the time? No, but I think I will pay more attention to that than I usually do. Like, I literally have not opened a SPY chart in like months. And it wasn't until a friend that I trade with was like, SPY hasn't made all-time highs. SPY hasn't made all-time highs. I was like, yeah, but ES did, okay? ES did. But turns out that we were not in a bearish market. We were just in a healthy pullback. So I'm not as good with fibs yet to kind of have any confidence on where we're going with this. I am hoping that now that SPY has made all-time highs, we can go back down, because that would be easier liquidity. Like, we have a ton of fair value gaps. At least come back into this broadening formation. Light, act right. Let's go to NQ. I did not draw up anything on NQ yet. So I know on 2022 ICT series, we're supposed to go from the weekly. See, that's the thing. I don't know where we're drawing at, like if we go up, I'm blind. I hope to go down because at least I got a little eyesight there. So we've taken out everything here. Let's go to the yearly. Yeah, we've taken out everything. So, I mean, we can continue to go up because we're looking very bullish, but man, would I hate that. So I don't really see anything. Let's see. Where's open? Hold on. You are blocking my view. All right. Yeah. Straight across. Where am I at? Why is this? Okay. Alrighty. I don't know. So interesting price action, I would say, so far. And by interesting, I say I don't see shit. So, I don't know. I might be sitting on my hands. And I know you're like, but you're paper trading. You're supposed to treat paper trading like a real trade. So, we're supposed to mark the midnight open, 8:30, and I also have included, even though he doesn't say to do this, in the 2022 ICT series, is mark equities opening, because that's when I trade. So that's an important opening too, because I'm doing options. I also like to do previous day high, low. I don't know if I will do an open, but I see some people doing it. It wouldn't hurt. So yeah. And then I'm going to just glance at the dollar. I am not the best. Oh, okay. And my kid is watching rare videos back there, and I promise it's appropriate videos, but I feel like every kid video sounds weird now. I'm like, what are we watching? The trash is coming. Oh gosh. All right. So let's see what we got here. Go. All right. I'm trying to keep this short. Do. We may go back to fill that, or we may go up higher to get that. We'll see. It's Monday. Yeah, we'll see. All right. That is the end of my video. If you have any feedback, questions, comments, leave them. Bye.